Welcome back to the Ponca City Monthly Podcast. I'm your host, Andy, and this week I've got Caleb with Studeville, and we're going to talk about a special program they have coming up in the month of July. So, Caleb, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Good.
Good deal. Yeah, so we've got this.
Well, first of all,
Yes.
tell us a little bit about what you do at Studeville.
Yeah, so I'm the marketing director here at Studeville Ponca City for both the stores, so Studeville Ford and Studeville Chevy. So what I do is, I create those very annoying emails you get all the time that are just like, hey, I know you just bought a car, but do you want another one? So that's kind of my job among a bunch of other things like social media posting and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I do there. Put out fires here and there.
Did you always do like that kind of stuff?
So I've always been in the automotive industry. I've been doing this for about 12 years now. I started off as a mechanic. Wow. For many years, and then my shoulder started getting sore. And I was like, I'm like 20, 23, 24. I can't be doing this for, forever. And so I moved up. I started working at like a parts and tools business, which unfortunately COVID shut that down just due to, some other stuff. But it started me down the road of marketing. Worked at a Ford dealership in Iowa, which I lived there before I moved here. And then when I moved here, I walked into Studeville and did the old school walk in, shake someone's hand and see if you can get a job. And it worked.
Wow.
So I walked in and I was like, hey, I'd like to be your marketing guy. And they said, sure, here you go. And
nice.
Now I'm doing a podcast with you. So.
And I'm sure, like you said, you had quite a background in cars and stuff.
Yes.
So I'm sure that probably helped. I probably couldn't walk in there and just be like, hey, I want to be your marketing person.
Yeah.
I have a background in movies.
Movies, right.
So
I think that would, at least for social media stuff, that's a good thing to have. It took me a long time to learn the video editing and like what works on social media and stuff like that. Cause I'm typically a, digital marketer, which is just like, Google Ads, stats, spreadsheets, stuff like that. But here at Studeville, I'm kind of a one-man show. If it has marketing attached to it, even loosely, it's in my job description. So, that's what I do for them. And then kind of rolling into that, in July, we're going to be running a thing that I'm calling Fill a 50. So we're going to be filling the bed of an F-150 with donations for a local nonprofit called Northern Oklahoma Youth Services.
Nice.
And so all we're asking of Ponca City and surrounding areas is to come donate whatever you think, kids would need for being in a youth shelter: clothes, art supplies, headphones, board games, stuff like that.
Very cool. That's an awesome. It's an awesome thing that you guys are doing that. So obviously, there's a lot of trucks you could have picked. Why did you pick the F-150?
Well, actually, so this month we're going to be doing, or in July we're going to be doing Fill a 50 because it's Ford's staple truck, right? Okay. The Ford F-150. In August we're going to be doing Fill a 1500. Which is the Silverado 1500. So we're going to be doing the same exact thing in August. But for the Chevy store, and for that month, I think we're going to be working with the Northern Oklahoma Humane Society. Oh, perfect. Last year we did something similar where we brought in a bunch of dogs that needed adopted into the showroom and, had people come and adopt them. I think we got 3 or 4 adopted that week. So very
cool. So for this one, you're doing the youth services. That's a great program. How did you decide to pick that program?
Yeah, so it's actually a program that's near and dear to me. I grew up in foster care. Between the ages of 14 and 16, I actually hopped around in youth homes just due to family issues, stuff like that. But when I turned 16, I got into a foster care home, and I was one of the lucky ones that got a very good foster home. Shout out Kurt and Sue for treating me very well. And these such as Northern Oklahoma Youth Services programs like that are part of the reason why I'm able to do this now and didn't just kind of get thrown into the grinder of underserved kids. So
that's a very cool thing. And so again, people can just bring by different items. Like you said, I know that a lot of times they need, especially like socks, things like that people just don't think about.
It's not always flashy stuff. Like you don't need to bring by AirPods and stuff like socks, towels, kitchen utensils, stuff like that. Things to, set them up for success, because not only do they have a youth shelter, they also provide counseling services for kids and families. They do home visits and donations for underserved families that need stuff. I don't remember what the stat was, but they put up something like 13 families last year, unhoused families, and through grants were able to get them into homes, which is, electric. That's awesome. So, being able to do my part in the position that I have to kind of give back to that same community that gave to me when I was a kid, is, indispensable, invaluable.
Absolutely. And like we were saying, it can be really just all kinds of things. Everything from, like you said, towels. Those are things that, I don't know as much about the youth service program here, but I know that like some youth services help with the transition out of.
Yes.
They kind of help them figure out how to become an adult. And so sometimes things, like you said, housing or kitchen supplies, things that they'll need whenever they transition away from that, can be very helpful. So where are we located at, and where can we drop those off at?
So starting July 1st, you can stop by July 1st through the end of the month. You can stop by Studeville Ford Lincoln in Ponca City, Crown of the Hill. I think it's 2460 North 14th Street. Don't quote me on that. If you go to that address, it's near there. But you can show up there, just drop it off in the F-150. No obligation. We won't try to sell you anything. We're just collecting stuff for the Northern Oklahoma Youth Services.
Very cool. All right. Well, thank you so much, Caleb, for everything and for dropping by and talking with us.
Of course.
And we look forward to the F-150. And like you said, in August,
yes,
right? You'll have one in July and one in August. For two different organizations, and they can come by and donate, and that's fantastic. And I'm sure they need to follow you on Facebook so they see all of your fantastic work. So thanks so much.